Welcome to episode 10 of New Game Plus. I'm Arthur Perkins. Apparently, we are one of 4 ongoing campaigns with the name New Game Plus. However, we're the only one that involves restarting over and over again. So fuck all the other ones. I came up with this idea independently at the end of my campaign restart. And I actually follow the rules of the fucking name. So fuck you, the rest of the internet. I'm way cooler than you. Joined by people who are way cooler than me. These people. I don't know what Dave's doing. Suddenly he's way less cooler than all of us. Easily.
Karate.
All right, Johnny Karate, chill your shit out. Before we do short introductions, because apparently we're ending early tonight, I do want to mention that a longtime cast member who I think most of us have played with, Virgil Levenger, unfortunately passed away last Saturday. I have an ongoing show with him, and I think is there anyone that hasn't played with Virgil here?
I've never played with him, but I talk to him on Twitter sometimes.
I never played with him.
All right, really, it was just me and Dave then. That's fine.
Yeah, but we had
we're the streamer GMs here. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you and I had a lot of interactions with Virgil. I think probably a good portion of my games had Virgil in them to some degree. So, you know, and it's tough for me to say that the last time I had an interaction with him was a bad one, and we sort of parted ways on that. So, you know, it's just one of those things.
My last conversation with Virgil was a disagreement over the ethics of equality.
Well,
so,
that's a rough one to go out on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
But the last thing he said to me was, I'm glad Cottontail got a better microphone. That's what that man truly cared about, was audio quality.
Audio quality, yeah.
I think the last thing that we talked about was like, we were back and forth on some VST, like audio plug-in deals.
Yeah, he had me doing that for a while. That's how we're at almost decent audio level now.
I knew he was looking for a specific thing that went on sale because I'm kind of plugged into all these things. So I let him know that there was a thing on for super, super cheap. And then we started talking about like compressors and EQ and stuff like that. Virgil.
Yep. All right, let's talk about everything else. Smash Bros, I guess. Is anyone smashing Bros?
I tried to, but I got serious hurt in my thumb after I played it for the first time. So I've been scaling back on it, to be honest with you.
That's
if
rough.
If I had a Switch, I'd be smashing. But
I finally hit 20 hours, and I'm like the last person in my community to do that.
Wow.
I was going to buy a Switch, and then a company that never has sales had a sale. So I'm like, damn. So I spent $400 there instead.
The Switch will go on sale for $1 again soon. I'm sure.
Everything you're saying is wrong.
No,
They're never putting the Switch on sale simply because it's selling out so quickly that they can't replace it fast enough.
It'll go on sale the next time a big game happens, and then the sale will be a package with the game, so you get a discount on the game, not the console itself.
Yeah,
I mean, they already do that. They already sell prepackaged.
Yeah, but it'll happen again on a bigger scale.
They're literally never putting the Wii on or the Switch on sale. It will not happen. It still hasn't happened.
It was on sale for like $2 on Black Friday.
It was like $10 off.
$2 off, yeah.
But that was only if you bought it with another game.
Right.
And only from one of the 6 companies that sell the Switch on a regular basis.
It was a good deal.
Yeah.
I should have jumped on it.
I might have to take a look around when I'm at home, but
you're pretty much just going to pay $300 for a Switch.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you're into Nintendo gaming, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of things that are or maybe aren't worth it, let's talk to Dave.
Hello.
Whoa.
I'm ready to play.
Okay, let's talk to Spootnik.
We talked about the Switch, so I think I'm good.
Jesus. All right, let me ask you a question. All right.
Okay.
What is your favorite thing that Jesse Cox has been in? Got him. Got him.
Probably the musical in high school.
Wow, I would have gone with the first maid RPG that he was in, but all right.
You should have just said me and then moved on.
That's a very
Wow.
Dave answer.
Wow.
Deep dive.
What is with the deep dive today? Is that your new
Yeah, that's my pirate name. I'm Henley Deep Dive.
your pirate name is Deep Dive?
Yeah.
Did you get one of those porno name generators and you were just like, okay, Deep Dive, I'm gonna switch porno for pirate? And
It's funny that you think that Henley needs a porno name generator. He has one all the time.
well, let's jump over to you, Atomikspoon.
We're playing Path of Exile.
Like literally right now?
No,
Okay,
but
just making sure.
Recently.
I started playing it again with Floof and Farrell, and we put our hooks in Dave and drug him into it today for the new league. So, yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Fine, Drumurboy. Here we're going through all
Just
the
going.
intros very quickly.
I'm the reason for the short session today because I got to be at the airport in I got to be on a plane in about 12 and a half hours. So
This fucking guy, can you believe this shit?
Is it to Georgia? And if so, can we consider planes to also be trains that fly?
no.
You're
on
parsing
both
that one.
accounts.
It'll get there eventually. It'll happen.
I mean, I see where you're going with that, but
Anyway, yeah.
I want to give
I did release a new Core Sword song today, so if you want to go listen to that on roleplay.bandcamp.com, you can go do that.
I heard they're at 100 episodes now of Court of Swords.
Not quite. They're at 97. They're going to hit 100 for the live show down at JP's place. So that'll probably be like a big song for that. It'd be cool.
I don't know that you're ever going to top the Bardrick Bardrickson song. Bard is back.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Look, for me, that was the peak.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe you don't agree with that, but that's where I'm at, man. I feel like the Bard is back. That's pure quality gold right there.
Yeah.
Package
I
that
tried
shit
to
up.
get Shannon to rap on that too. She was like she was going to.
No, please,
but
no.
she didn't.
No.
So.
No.
Anyway, let's friggin' play a game.
No. I have to give
Yeah.
a shout out to I even cleaned my glasses specifically for this scene. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Josh Mann for subbing on
Man?
Twitch Prime based on all the people on the show going, Arthur, Twitch Prime, whoa. These motherfuckers literally can't stop with the Twitch Prime.
Mission accomplished. Bring in the aircraft carrier.
we've done it.
Your thank you for your money, Arthur.
Yeah.
Just
Thank
a
you,
big-
audience.
A big purple aircraft carrier comes in. Twitch Prime.
You haven't seen the World of Warships Twitch Prime skin that you can give to your warships?
No, I don't.
It turns
look
them
at
purple
that at
with
all.
a big Twitch symbol somewhere on it.
I
You
refuse.
can get the biggest fucking aircraft carriers in the game, just your giant Twitch advertising pads.
What you should do is take a whole bunch of in-game footage of that, key out all the blue, and just use that as the Twitch Prime notification. Just fucking gigantic purple aircraft carrier coming across the screen.
Yeah, just do it as crappily as possible as well.
Yeah,
It's like
It's me, Dave. As crappily as possible is the way I do things.
do your best then.
crap.
Take it away.
Before we end introductions, I just want to say, audience, as much as these motherfuckers joke about Twitch Prime, all the fantastic artwork and music that goes into not the Drumurboy music, because he just does that shit for free, but all of the artwork and some of the music that goes into this and most of my shows wouldn't be possible without your support. You literally keep artists working for me basically part-time. I'm actually considering getting some business stuff so I can literally just hire them part-time. You know, business stuff. All right. Here we go. Does anyone remember what happened last time? Just kidding. You killed a fuck ton of people and met Gleemo.
I did.
Gleam was amazing.
We got levels. Should we go over what we leveled?
Yeah, let's go over what you leveled and how some of you did better on your hit dice rolls, and how some of you are DACA.
Mm-hmm.
I think we did the hit dice on the show last time, though. So
Yeah.
You did. But let's talk about what new stuff you might have, if you have any.
Got spells.
Mine's pretty easy. I got action surge. That's pretty much it. I fired a level 2, got 10 HP. We're good.
The hell else? Oh yeah, I got Horde Breaker.
You went, was it Hunter with yours?
Yep. So that means like if they're within 5 feet of each other, I can like take multiple shots at enemies. And I took a spell that if I hit on something can create an AoE effect on 5 feet. So damage as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case you ever want to fight some zombie hordes again, just go ahead and blow them up.
Mm-hmm.
Choke points, man. Choke points. I went Deep Stalker Conclave for mine, so I get some like extra alpha damage. My dark vision goes out by another 30 feet. I get like an extra attack on like round 1 of combat, that sort of thing. Some magic.
You got 90 feet of dark vision?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What do your dwarven eyes see? Like
Pretty much nothing, because I can't roll perception to save my life. But
That's true.
You know
Don't
what
worry.
pisses me off? Dwarves are a medium creature.
Yeah.
That pisses me off.
Okay. Aren't
they go by
halflings
weight.
also a medium creature?
No, they're a small creature.
Okay.
They go
They're
by
like the
weight
same
class.
size, but weight class. Okay, so they're like they're like the heavyweights of the halflings. And
yeah, I mean, I weigh 150 pounds. So,
Sure, with your equipment, it's a lot heavier.
well, yeah, but I
I
mean,
mean,
just
Dave's
straight up-
character's got to be edging it. Oh man, people were so mad about talking about how much Dave's character weighed last time. I was like, he carries all the equipment, and he's like 9 feet tall. Of course, he's pushing into 300 at the very least.
He
Come on now.
volunteers to carry the equipment. I mean, it's
my total equipment weight. Hang on, I'm looking at the wrong sheet here. My total equipment weight is 39 kilos.
Don't forget that Gygax weighs 25 pounds.
true.
Oh, that's right. You guys got a baby giant ant named Gygax last time.
Gigas.
Let's talk about you, Finley. Did you pick up anything new? You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Just sneak attack and the ability to turn invisible, teleport
Pretty
a billion
much.
feet.
Yeah, so I'm going the assassin route
Ah,
because at 3rd level, this is really good. I may multi-class into some spell casting later on. I haven't decided, but starting at level 3, which we are finally at, I have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet. And if I score a hit against a creature that is surprised, it is a critical hit,
yes.
no matter what I roll.
Yep. I
So
remember this
that's,
shit happening all the time in Critical Roles first season.
Yeah,
That's nasty as fuck. I didn't realize about the crit hit.
Oh yeah. So if I sneak up on someone and they're surprised, it's no matter what. As
So
long
now
as
you
I-
need to get a weapon that has 2 dice on it when you do damage, like a greatsword. Oh, not a greatsword. Like a greatsword is 2d6.
Sneak
so
attack
yeah.
with the greatsword. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You just see this gigantic fucking blade coming up out of the shadows, wiggling behind someone. Yeah.
I always use greatswords when I want to surgically attack the spleen
Mhm.
and all of the organs beside it.
I mean, yeah, because you don't want to miss.
That's true.
I mean, you literally can't miss at that point.
Takes you 3 years to pick the sword up again
Nah, great swords don't weigh that much. They weigh like 8 pounds tops.
for a halfling.
You can get a greatsword for a halfling. That's a greatsword.
Yeah, it's
I'll
probably
be
proportional.
I'll be sticking with my current complement of weaponry for a little bit until something catches my eye.
Yeah, finesse greatsword.
Yeah.
Finesse great sword.
All right, then. If I'm recalling correctly, you all have recently bought a cart and
3
2
horses.
horses
Mhm.
that are quite good horses, and you're heading north out of Bondarak towards the rest of Royal Magnar.
Yeah, the intent here is talk to some dudes about the thingamabobs on the back of my neck, and also inquire about getting Adventurers Guild shit.
Yep, Adventurers Guild
like,
shit.
Correct.
Jobs way easier.
That's the technical term.
That is true. So you all, we get the helicopter cam that's showing all of your new equipment, the pallet swaps. You know, now Kelly's in plate armor.
Yeah.
We get that little mascot thing where the camera zooms in on Gygax real quick, just so that when they sell Gygax plushies, all the little kids are like, "Yeah, Gygax, he was on the screen." The cart works its way northwardly towards the stone land bridge between Bondarok and Southern Freehold. It's about 300 feet long and separates the kind of almost island isthmus nature of Freehold from the rest of the world. And there's two fortifications. One's on the Freehold side and one's on the Magnar side. The one on the Freehold side, as you approach, everything smells kind of fresh. You got the smell of the salty ocean that the bridge cuts over. Clean meadow air. The guards seem very amiable and composed. As you're approaching, they're all pointing at Kelly, and one of them's just like, "It's the commando! It's the commando! Hey guys, come see!" Guards are coming down from their watchtowers to basically pile on top of one another and look at Kelly. One of them steps forward to stop you and is like, "Sir, you need to inspect this cart before it goes through. Can I ask your business?"
I like look around. It's like, we're simply traveling. Is there a reason for stopping the cart?
Well, we stop everybody. This is a totally normal routine inspection. I'm just going to need you to answer a few questions real quick. Now, your name is Kelly?
Yes.
Now, you're a... Don't worry about it, sir. You're a cleric of Goose and Guz.
Yes.
You showed up to the armory totally naked. When that happens, all of the guards nearby are busting out laughing.
Oh, I mean, I was wearing clothing, but I took them off to be sized.
That's all the questions I need, sir.
I'm sorry. Why is it funny that I took my clothing off?
Just routine questions, sir. Some of the guards in the background are like literally dying, rolling on the floor with laughter and red face.
I turn to I turn to Duck and I'm like, do you know what this is about? I'm very confused.
Humans are stupid and easily amused.
Yes, we are, sir. Move along. So this bridge is about...
do you think they're laughing about my genitalia?
Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Finley's sitting on the back of the cart, and as we go past them, I just make a look at him and...
Towards the guards?
Stop making fun of my friend.
One of the guards is like, "Look, their son threatened me."
I have no idea what that's about, Arthur. If that's a callback, I'm sorry, I don't get it.
It is. Look, I'm trying to indicate that you guys are somewhat slightly famous in the town. If you'll recall, your cover story with Gleemo is that the three of you are foster fathers to Finley.
Yeah, I do remember that. That's kind of happened. Yeah.
People are talking about you, basically. Like the fact that you show up to the armory completely naked. You just whip it out.
I didn't have underwear on. He asked me to remove my pants,
yes.
So I did.
Yep. Dave, thank you for helping reinforce my point. You okay, Spootnik? You gonna die? That's what the gate guards look like, by the way. They look like Spootnik right now.
Fuck, that was funny.
I don't get it. I'm sorry. I must be like stupid or something.
No, it's American humor. Just showing up naked when you're getting, clothing size. Don't worry about it, Dave. Look, it's clear that some of us find it funny, all right? It's a social faux pas, which is always the root of all humor.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
I just keep coming back to Walmart. Like, do people do that at Walmart in America?
what? Show up naked for fittings? Yeah. God, yeah. I hope not.
I mean, it's Walmart.
First off, Drumurboy, you can't get sized at Walmart. There's not a tailor there that's like, all right, I'm going to fit these pants for you.
It doesn't stop people from getting naked in Walmart.
Do you want this T-shirt with 3 wolves hanging over the moon adjusted to fit your size a little bit?
3 wolves at the moon. Yeah. That is a very Walmart thing.
Everyone who's worth their salt has owned one of those shirts before, okay?
I have not, sir.
Me either.
Well, time to pile up the salt, gentlemen.
There's a Canadian Walmart. I think it's called Tim Hortons, right?
No, Canada has Walmarts. Just very. I think it's different. It's a different environment.
They're just nicer.
More polite.
Yeah.
Sorry, hey, didn't mean to walk in on you naked, eh?
Remember when we were gonna skip introductions so that we could play this game?
These aren't introductions. This is the game.
I know. Meanwhile, your cart travels into this bridge. It's 3 carts wide, and there are paths that have been rutted in by the carts passing. There's 1 cart heading towards you, and there are several carts loaded with giant blocks of salt that are heading north, the same direction you are, that have gotten here first. As you head out over the bridge, someone rushes out to stop you for a moment. It's like, ah, wait, whoa, gentlemen.
What is your reasons for stopping us?
My good sir, before you cross this bridge, I didn't see you coming.
Is he human?
Yes, he is.
What is it with humans and trying to placate me?
Well, let me just ask this. Does the possibility of falling to your death while crossing this bridge concern you? You know, a strong wind could knock your son off the back of the cart.
Can I shoot him in the face yet?
Did you just threaten to kill me?
Get to your point, human. What is it that you
I'm just here on behalf of our savior, Lord Wellwind, the Tempest, the great destroyer and bringer of cleansing, to just ask for a donation in Wellwind's name. You know, a sacrifice to the god to gain blessings so nothing happens on your travel.
So we can do a sacrifice then. I'm a cleric of Guzengaz, and we generally sacrifice people in war. So would you like to be a sacrifice for my god? Because we can
Are
do
you
that
threatening
too.
to kill me? There's guards like 20 feet away. If you want me to leave, just ask me to leave. But come on here. I'm trying to...
still laughing?
I'm trying to save your lives here. Your immortal souls could be in danger if you don't offer, a sufficient commission.
Cleric, I need to remind you, cleric right here, sitting in this cart that you're talking to.
Immortal souls.
If we are gonna die, we are gonna die in a state of grace.
Okay, all right. I can see that you want to cross this bridge unimpeded. Next time...
mushing the horses on when he's talking.
He's walking beside you a little bit. He's like, next time, just, you don't have to threaten to kill people, okay? It's fine. You could just say no.
Please, Finley, do it. Please, Finley, do it.
You shouldn't walk in the middle of the street, Dick. And as we go past him, I kind of just give him the finger.
Wow, that boy is incredibly rude.
My problem child now.
He met his hero, now he's a dick.
We're going to get to the point where we eventually forget that you're, older than us. And we'll just be like, child, please.
Boy.
So the cleric just stops and, sucks in a deep breath and just shakes his head, and then heads back to the guard station and sits down and resumes playing cards with them.
Excuse me, would you like me to wipe your windshields? It's like, we don't have any. It's a cart and horse. I was like, but my god demands sacrifice.
Look, at least he wasn't part of the clerics guild, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
Just comes up with like a branch with a few leaves on it and like dusts off the side of the cart.
Yeah. Yeah, guy comes up and starts spraying down our horses.
Stop it. You're putting streaks all over the cart. Stop it. You're just making it worse.
I'm glad you guys know what I'm putting down.
Oh, yeah.
No. That was a nice Minecraft song, by the way.
You'll be hearing from my patron god.
You'll be sorry when he blows you off this bridge.
Oh god.
You guys ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. I'd hate
The
to
bridge
get in.
collapses.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Oh, we had a good run.
It's a bit of a journey, almost a quarter mile before you reach the other side of the bridge. When you get there, the fortifications here are far more extensive. There's a gate that prevents passageway. The guards have watchtowers facing in both directions towards newcomers and towards the bridge. And they're doing very serious inspections on all of the carts and such. The men here are way more in shape. They're wearing actual uniforms over top of their armor and seem to have similar equipment rather than just a hodgepodge of whatever they could pick up at an armory.
So militia versus, say, like actual military.
Actual professional soldiers, yes.
But we don't have anything in the cart that's.
No, I don't think so.
You have a fuck ton of weapons.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I
And a
carry all of them.
giant
on me.
pile of money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but that's not suspicious.
Well, if there's one thing I know about police and stopping your cart, it's that if you have a giant pile of money, they can take it because you might have sold drugs.
Ah, shit. Duck is not. He's not a normal kelp. Fuck, we're screwed. We're screwed, guys. Profiling.
Yeah.
The speed at which people are being processed is obviously much slower than the southern gate. And it's going to take several minutes before you even have someone to talk to. Is there anything you guys want to do before your turn comes up?
I don't really think so. I mean, I guess you have an opportunity, Brian, to like get your documents in order, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think my documents are pretty much in order as far as the Adventurers Guild stuff.
Your false identity?
Yeah.
So your false identity is still Finley Longbottom, but he's a guild adventurer, correct? And he's
man.
also a duke, I think.
No, he's not also a duke.
Well, then
Okay,
why don't you tell us about this second false identity?
I'm
curious.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I haven't fleshed it out a whole lot, but it does involve being a member of the Adventurers Guild.
Do you have a name at least?
Well, I'm not gonna. I won't come up with a good one on the spot, probably.
Gags Immortal.
No. No.
Doc is gonna jump off the cart,
I don't know.
walk over to the nearest tree.
I'll come up with a name. It'll happen.
All right. So, one of the guards steps forward. She's a little shorter than your normal human. She looks like she's trying to make up for the size with like stuffed boots.
Small dog syndrome. Okay.
She's just like, all right, come on.
I mush up.
Who are the lot of you? Where are you going and what are you doing?
We have business with the Adventurers Guild. My name is Kelly. This is Daka, Agrim, and Finley.
I see. You all currently adventurers looking to sign up?
Sign up with the Adventurers Guild, yes.
Well, I got one last chance to make a pitch, so here it goes. You should know that the Kingdom of Royal Magnar is looking to acquire new soldiers capable of using magic. I'm guessing from your holy symbol there that you're a cleric.
Yes, that is correct.
Now, just in case you weren't aware and you've been living under a rock for your entire life, anyone presenting magic is eligible for a knighthood or even a higher ranking nobility title from the Kingdom of Royal Magnar should you swear loyalty. You'd be given a plot of land, perhaps even a small town, or if you could make it all the way up to dukehood, you could considerably get large city metropolitan area under your control. You get all the rights and titles as a citizen of the royal magnate. You look a bit skeptical, sir. I'm guessing you've heard this before. All right, then. I won't try to bother your time with it.
Do you have some documentation I could think on further if I wanted to inquire about such a thing?
Documentation? No, but you could speak with anyone at one of the outposts. Wherever you're heading along our roads, you'll be able to find someone to speak with. Just ask for the lieutenant.
All right. Thank you very much.
Now, can I ask where you're headed and what you're carrying?
Adventurers Guild. And
there are many adventurers guilds. Is there one in particular?
Did we hear of any?
The big one.
The one in the capital.
Yes, that's the one.
I see. Very well. Anything I should be concerned about in this cart? Any weapons, drugs, unclaimed trade goods?
Yes. Of course, we're not traders, so no. We do have weapons, though.
So she's like looking over you and just like, personal weapons then? No bundles?
I don't quite follow you. What do you mean by bundles?
Don't worry about it. You'd know if...
I mean, I carry a lot of weapons on me, if that's what you mean.
Anything that smuggling or for sale or no, they're personal weapons, self-defense. That's
yeah, exactly. Understood.
They even let me have knives, and I pull out my daggers.
He's rowdy. He hadn't had a snap. Just ignore him.
I mean, he's obviously a halfling. You don't need to pretend that he's a child.
He's a little bit of a heavy drinker.
I look at him and say, "You get me. Someone finally gets me."
Okay. All right. This is very charming, and you're all very quirky and eccentric. But the rest of us have jobs to do, and there are people in line behind you. She gestures. There's no one in line behind you.
I like do a big thing of like turning around at her gesture and be like, "Yes, I could see you'll be well busy for the afternoon."
Yeah. So, just final question. Have you been involved in any subversive anti-magnate activity during your time in Freehold?
No.
No.
She looks over at Agrim and Finley.
No.
Helped at a salt mine, came here. That's about it.
Salt mine. What was that about the salt mine?
I helped them fix a problem with a salt mine. That's about it. That's all we did.
The problem with the salt mine?
They had a problem. We fixed it.
Who's they? The rest of the people in this cart had a problem with the salt mine.
No, Bondarok, the city, had a problem.
Yes.
That's the one. Thank you, Doctor.
Are you saying that you are the ones that went down to the salt mine and cleared out all of the undead monstrosities?
Yes, we are.
Yep.
I see.
Yes.
It was mostly me.
We'd hope that would give us an in at the Adventurers Guild.
So she like sighs and she's like, "Ah, adventurous. You know, you people really are a pain in the ass."
Just a minute ago, you offered me a knighthood, so we can't be that bad.
You should have seen the last adventurer who came through here.
What was their problem?
Well, according to the people who dragged her through here, she was screaming about a hat and leather armor. Something about a master.
I described Lycidia.
She's like, yeah, that's the one. They're taking her to a sanitarium in the capital.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah. That happens to
She was more of a
adventurers.
pain in the back than the butt, though.
We flash back to you getting stabbed in the back. Boop-a-doo. All
What are
right.
you gonna do?
Here's the watchword. Subversive activity is at an all-time low. Crime is also at a low. Stay to the marked cart paths as you have a cart. Do not head off-road. There will be safe places to camp every 17 miles along the road. I suggest that when you need to stop for the night, take the time to stop early. You should know that several items are illegal within the Kingdom of Royal Magnar that you may have acquired during your time in Freehold. I'm presenting you with a list here now. I'm going to need you to sign this form with your name on it to understand that you have read this.
Well, what's it say?
She hands you a list. Some of the items are like salt, right? Like selling Bondarakian salt is illegal if you're not someone licensed to sell it.
The
Weapons?
Salt Guild?
No, by the count of Bondarak. Wow, this guild thing has got you guys so riled up. It's like
New guild plus.
every week you die and you come back as a new guild member. You come back as a new guild. You're like, we were the Fisherman's Guild last week, but now we're the Salt Miners Guild.
Man, I'd love to see what killed the fisherman in that episode.
Every time you die, you become a new guild, but the other guild that you were before still remains. So, like at the end, there's just hundreds of thousands of guilds.
The guild that documents all of the other guilds.
Yeah,
The guild that watches the documentation of all the other guilds.
there's the licensing guild. There's the permits for licenses guilds. There's the permits for licenses guild.
Wow.
There's the proofreading the licenses of the permits guild.
That sounds like a man who's been hunting before.
There's the human resources guild.
The internal facing law department guild. There's several more notices, including several areas that have been marked as dangerous, including Fort Kuso is currently experiencing a period of turbulence, and everywhere north of the capital is experiencing summer campaigns. Sorry, it wouldn't be called summer campaigns. It'd be called the wet campaigns. Apparently, the Demon Lord's armies are traveling out of his castle and beginning to start attacking in the new year.
Is that a seasonal thing?
When you say that, she says, yeah, it's a seasonal thing. Every year for the last 80 years, she might have heard of it. Demon Lord showed up, center of the continent, constantly attacking Magnar. No, nothing? Okay.
I woke up in a rock.
Orcs. Okay. You know what, buddy? I didn't come here for your comedy or your sarcasm.
My voice has been deadpan this entire time.
Thank you for the information.
Adventurers, what a bunch of assholes. All right, let's let them through.
So this isn't a question for her. I have military insignia, and Kelly has it.
Mm-hmm.
Did we ever go over what those look like?
Yes.
Okay.
The insignias here look slightly different, the ones that these people are wearing. You could tell that maybe they evolved out of your insignia at some points. They're definitely like newer and fresher and higher tech, and the way that, 80 to 100 years ago we would use a very different symbology for a sergeant than we would nowadays.
Right.
I think it's actually the same, but yeah, go ahead.
I mean, now we've got like 8 different carrots in different directions, and it used to just be like 3 chevrons.
Well, there's like 9 ranks of sergeant, but
Exactly.
What was the my rank? You said it was a fairly high one, right?
You were some form of officer.
Yeah. Okay. All right then. So as we drive through the gate and then get to away from the guards, I would actually maybe turn to Ducker and say, she offered me a position
in the, well, as a knight in the Royal Magnus Army, in exchange for my service, she would grant us, or they, the Magnus, would grant us, or me, land and title and all that stuff. But perhaps, maybe we can use this to access some sort of place where they store words. For you, maybe.
Possibly. Or if you ever want to retire and get a homestead of your own, there's an option.
Here's what's going to happen if we retire. I'll live out a nice life, find someone to settle down with, live a life, die an old happy man in my bed, wake up in a fucking rock the moment later. So I think we should get this sorted out.
And then you get to do it all over again.
I was about to say, I like to imagine. So what have you guys been up to for the past 100 years?
I mean, I think the tiefling's gonna live the. Oh no, I guess the half-orc would live the shortest life. Wow.
Technically, the furthest along in my natural lifespan
Wow.
compared to everyone else. Then
Well,
I
it's the
guess.
big ones that die young, you know, their hearts can't take it.
Yeah, I was only like 113 pre this shenanigans.
So, as you travel north, you make your way towards a small village. Now, the people here seem to be extremely impoverished compared to anyone that you noticed in Freehold. Their clothing is mended and patched several times. They seem to have less civility or friendliness at all. They seem extremely suspicious of people traveling along the road. And even though the cart path cuts through the center of town, there's no one out trying to sell you anything here.
I like this town.
There are several general stores and an adventuring shop on top of a shrine to Wellwind. And a shrine to some unknown to you entity. It appears to just be a large stone tree with a green emerald leaf the size of a fist coming out the top of it.
Can I religion check it?
Yes, you can.
Nope.
Yeah, with the 6. Yeah. So here's the deal. You are 100% convinced that this is a shrine to the unnamed
wolf
mask.
spider.
Nope, to the unnamed mask. You're the Fey patron that you kind of, you maybe delve into a little bit, just a little Fey worship between tieflings. It's no big deal.
Is it familiar?
Yeah, you're like, oh, this looks like something I might have remembered.
And then I vomit everywhere?
No, there's no vomiting.
So as we're driving through this town, I sort of turned to everyone and was like, so I used to fight demons in the war. Have any of you seen demons before?
I don't remember.
What do I remember about this?
Make an intelligence check.
Oh, fuck.
Make an intelligence save.
I'm so bad at intelligence. 12 isn't bad. Not as bad as normal.
You recall definitely having met someone that matches the description of the current demon lord. That is the only contact you've had with any sort of demonic forces in your life, but you clearly remember someone who looks basically exactly like the guy that's displayed on the posters.
Mm-hmm. I'll say
Stalled in black.
Met one once. We didn't fight.
Why not? Most demons I've met are fairly vicious.
This one was sinister, but overall pleasant. It was a very short meeting.
It's called Affably Evil, by the way. You can look it up.
Yeah, that. There was no reason to fight.
Fair enough. What about you, Agram?
Let's find out. I don't think so, but sure, why not?
Let's find out indeed. 14. We haven't talked a lot about your backstory, Agram. You spent a lot of time underground, if I'm recalling correctly.
Yeah, keeping the things that go bump in the night from interfering with the trade routes that the dwarves like to maintain in between the various kingdoms.
You have never encountered demons before, but you have encountered devils.
Okay.
There are Durgar ambush packs that would send in exposed and expendable devils to gather the delvers' attention, and then while they're all busy fighting the weak devil, the rest of the Durgar would ambush the rest of the dwarves.
It's kind of like one of them, they're kind of like demons, but they're not quite demons. Still assholes. What are those things called? Devils, that's the one. I have fought those.
You had intercourse with them?
No, I killed them.
So while you guys are talking, riding through town, someone steps in front of your cart wearing long black robes and a cowl hood that you can't see into, and raises a hand through which you see
13. Oh my god.
You see blue skin on the hand, and they say, "You speak of devils and demons. Very auspicious to talk of in the daylight in the open. Stop, friends, for a while. I have questions."
Stay a while and listen.
We're actually on our way to a place.
People, do we have a sign on the front of our cart that says "Stop this cart and talk to us about weird stuff"?
Come, friends.
I look above my head and there's like my name and some numbers.
It's your name. They're like a title. Hunter Daka.
Level 3 tiefling.
Yeah.
Demonkin.
Have you not considered that perhaps today is an auspicious day to have your fortune told? It would not take much time at all, but 1 minute done here could save you 10 in the bush.
I want to see his blue skin. I like. Is it pretty clear that he's a tiefling?
Yeah, when you're like looking to see if he's a tiefling, he throws back his hood and he's got one broken horn and then one like curled ram horn. He's got, it's kind of mottled, really. It goes from like purple to light blue, kind of like Twitter blue.
I'll like, if I had my hood up, I'll like take it down and like acknowledge him.
So he gives a deep curtsy in the process and just goes, "Ah, a fellow tiefling. Come, friends. Come to my shop. I'm sure one of you wishes to know what the future holds."
We're on important business, but I haven't seen one of my kind in a long time.
You will not find many throughout the land. I am one of the few.
Where's your shop?
How much is this scam going to cost us?
A scam, sir. A scam? I am insulted by this. What do you take me for? Some common charlatan or thief?
No,
So
we
it's
just
free
met.
then?
To his credit, he's not human, so this is going marvelous.
It is not free. The mystic arts do not pay for themselves.
Ah,
My time and expertise comes with a cost, as do the tools of my trade.
so let me get this straight then. You're proclaiming that you would like to help us. Yet all you've done is step out into the street like a crazy person and stopped our cart yet again.
Mysteriously.
You're always in it for something. You just can't be nice and just do it for free.
You enjoy it, don't you?
I mean, are you doing what you love, sir?
I am doing what I love. Providing the mystic arts to those in need.
To be fair, Doctor has done quite a bit. If he wants to talk to him, I'm game.
No. I can see that you are unbelievers. The future might be clouded to you. I will just return to my humble shop and wait for someone more willing and worthy to pass through.
Where is your shop?
Oh, which is but one alleyway to the west. And he like gestures his hand towards.
Does it have a name, a sign?
It does. It says Aardvarks.
I will come find you after we've done our business.
Oh, I see. Well, the name is Aardvark, and my shop is also called Aardvark. Return to me when you have done your business.
How creative.
Signs are expensive, man. Question: the Royal Academy, is that in Magnor proper?
It is in the capital, which is going to be at least 4 days travel.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. All right. You don't give any fucks about the mysterious fortune teller, and you hustle out of town as quickly as possible.
The thing is 4 days away.
Yeah, the Royal Academy in the capital is 4 days away.
All right, we'll just come back.
Yeah.
After our thing.
I mean, they did say that there were stops every 17 miles, 17 miles by carts. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
You make it another 17 miles where there's a watch station. They have a big fire going at the top of the watch as the night falls. And you could see that there are perhaps a dozen people set out camping in the area, either on foot or with carts. There's a lot of food being traded and alcohol being traded between the campsites, and people are welcoming as you come. It's not like anyone's jumping in front of your cart and trying to sell you some fortune telling, but people like nod as you pull off the road and approach.
Well, finally.
Well, hell, I like this place better already.
Hey, they got names above their heads too.
We can enter a settlement in peace without getting harassed for money.
You say, crying into a pile of coins.
Yeah.
Wiping your eyes with coins, just like. Yeah.
By the end of the campaign, Finley has turned into a dragon and just spends all his time sleeping on a pile of coins.
You assume that's not his retirement plan.
Stranger things have happened.
So is this like is it like a watch here?
It's like
so there's a watchtower. It's got a fire beacon lit at the top, just in case anything happens.
What time of day is it?
It's nightfall, right?
Okay.
Like night is falling. They've perfectly timed these campsites that you can make 2 of them every day, one at lunch and then one at night, at the speed that your carts regularly move at.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. So I tell everyone, it's like, just because we're here doesn't mean we should forego our watch. I don't want to wake up with missing everything because we come under presumed safety.
Oh, well, that goes without saying.
So we'll, I guess, do the same watches that we normally do, Arthur.
Okay. Who is second watch?
I think that's normally me, right?
Yeah, it's usually...
So it usually starts with me, right?
Yeah, it either starts or ends with Finley because he doesn't have night vision.
No, yeah, it starts with me. I thought it ended with Kelly.
No,
I think
it's during darkest part. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the darkest part. Yeah. So it'll go Finley, me, and then I guess Askren because he's got his 90 and Ducker in the morning.
Okay. Kelly, during your watch, I assume that you've re-armored yourself at this point for your watch.
Of course. Yeah.
Someone wearing one of the military uniforms and like some light armor and a spear is approaching your campsite. They've already been going to everybody else's campsite. You've been watching them pour water on fires that are, getting kind of low, and they just raise their spear at a distance and say, "Ho, traveler, approaching."
I just sort of nod at him coming up. I was like, "What do you need?"
Name is Lieutenant Tybalt Cuso. Just doing my rounds for the night. Notice you're still awake. It's rather unusual.
It's hard to shake that sort of habit.
Good habit to have, even if it is a little southernly for that kind of thing. I should tell you that there's a town several miles down the road. So he's indicating on the map here. You guys are here in between two towns. He's indicating this town here.
Uh-huh.
There's a town just down the road. Man's got a problem. He's looking for solutions.
What kind of problem?
Apparently, there was a rock slide on his property. Opened up a cave. He's rather frightened of going in there because it looks like it's less of a cave and more of a, well, what adventurers would call a dungeon. And I don't want to attach any labels to you folk, but you wear unusual clothing and clearly aren't from around here, and you're loaded down with weapons. I think it's safe to say that if you aren't adventurers, then at the very least, you're people who know how to handle themselves. Now, he's refusing to allow the Adventurers Guild to get involved, but he is looking for people who could help him out. I understand it might take you out of your way, but I just thought it might be something you're interested in. Help restore the civic order of the area. I don't have enough troops to risk going into an underground area. We simply don't have enough skilled men at that kind of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I've requested reinforcements, but it could be 2 weeks or more until my father sends them.
Father? I say, raising an eyebrow at him.
Yes.
Is your father your commander?
Isn't everybody's father their commander?
No, my father was unknown to me when I served.
Well, the way things work around here is that the nobility, just in case you weren't aware, and he laughs like, like of course you're aware. Just in case you weren't aware.
Deadpan face span at him. It's just like, yeah.
Only people with magic get to become nobility. Now, it's been strong in our line. Unfortunately, I didn't inherit the sorcerer's gene, or whatever you want to call it. But I did get a post in the military, and I think I do pretty well for a lieutenant. My father holds the fort to the Dwarven lands. Fort Kuso, you may have heard of it. He's saying that like, of course you've heard of it.
I've heard that there's problems that way.
Yearly raids, you know how it is around this time of year.
Raids
Dwarven tariffs are starting to become a problem. From whom?
Yes, from whom?
No, from, well, orc raids from the northeast. They're looking to cut off trade. It's the same thing every year. We'll have them cleaned up in no time.
Does he hold anything back when does he notice that I'm half orc?
Yeah, yeah, of course he notices. Your skin's not, it's not normal human color. No, he's not concerned that you're, Do you make a noise like, oh shit, you're talking about orcs, man?
No, I was taken from my orc side at a very young age. I hold no.
Okay, so neither of you are like, this could be a difficult conversation. No, he's just talking to you like a person.
Kelly's like, yeah, fuck those orcs.
Well, it's similar to Kelly being in his full armor. I mean, he doesn't. Are orcs more tribal in this universe?
You've never met an orc.
Yeah. I couldn't even tell you about orcs because I was taken so young. So,
story I've heard before. There are many fine half-orc soldiers that I've served with. Most of them get sent to the front lines, of course. A great honor.
Well, an orc is a orc, of course.
Did you wake up to roll over and tell that joke?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question for you. I have a question for you, if you don't mind me asking.
Well,
have you fought a demon?
A demon? No, there haven't been demons this far south in 15, 20 years. I have heard rumors of a demonic beast being ridden by a war general, but that was quite some time ago. Practically before I was born.
I served in an army that fought demons.
Well, I'm sure that was very difficult. You have a
And I
magic
wanted to
weapon
know-
then?
I just sort of hold out my dagger, I guess, and say, "Of course,
Doesn't look very magical, just sort of looks like a dagger.
I am a cleric of Guzengos. Everything that I hold is magical."
Very well. I understand. Not really. I honestly don't understand magic, but
I have, through been given the power through my god to bless weapons in order to do and become magical themselves. It's a great boon in the art of war. Perhaps
see.
it's something that you should look into following if you wish to gain understanding of how these things work.
Well, I'm afraid that I've never felt the call of the gods myself. I've not been blessed in that way.
You don't need to be blessed to be a follower. You just need to understand and have a lust for war.
I think it might be difficult for someone with your blessings to understand my predicament.
I've only recently come into them.
I see.
Let me ask you another question. This farmer with the hole in his backyard,
Yes.
if we do this for you and for him,
It's not for me. It's for him.
well, if we are to do this for him, would you be willing to serve as an introduction to your father?
I'll tell you what. If you manage to clear out whatever problems may be down there, we'll talk afterwards based on your conduct.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow afternoon then.
You're a bold one then.
Oh. We just came from a similar situation in Bondarok. We recently cleared their salt mines of problems as well.
Interesting. I've heard disturbing things about the salt mines of Bondarok. Something about a crazed adventurer killing her companions.
Mm-hmm. Lycidia.
She's getting the help she needs now.
Wow, that's a... I
Was it
have nothing to say to that.
Sometimes magic, once touched to the simple minds, tends to wreck them for good. And that is her unfortunate fate.
Well, you're about 2 days behind her. Not that you're looking to catch up or anything, but she did pass through here rather loudly.
I don't know why they just don't gag her.
They did gag her.
And she screams through it.
Well, she's a cleric. Apparently they're used to talking very loudly.
I wouldn't know.
I'll let you men get your rest. I have to go back and report in. Well, I suppose I should prepare a letter just in case you manage to crawl back tomorrow.
There will be no crawling.
That's what I like to hear. So he stands up from squatting and then starts walking back towards the watchtower, waving to his men as he approaches.
I turn to Finley, who's, slowly going back to sleep. He's like, well, apparently this one hasn't heard of my penis yet, so that's a good thing.
He'll hear about it eventually, and I kind of pat you on the back.
That's the most important thing about this campaign. He's talking about your penis all night.
You did this, Arthur.
You did this. You did this.
Mm-hmm.
The night passes uneventfully, other than,
Sweet. Should have never gone to that mall wart.
Mall what? I mean, I got full plate. I don't care if people talk about my dingus. Not a big deal.
Now, Let me ask you guys: did you buy any food, or are you all just eating rations the whole way?
Rations.
Probably rations.
Yeah, rations.
You sound as defeated as you could be. You're like,
Well,
oh,
that's what
rations.
you sound like when you eat rations for 4
Yeah,
days.
it's not great. That's not great at all. You guys prepare some rations and then head out in the morning, traveling east towards the next town.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I fill you guys in on this hole that opened up into a dungeon.
Sweet. Go see
With
what it's all about.
Yeah, with the chance to make some powerful friends.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem all that bad.
You travel east for half a day, and around lunchtime, you make it to a larger village than the one you had met yesterday. Here, people are running around, and there's even a town square type area surrounded by shops of different kinds, leatherworking, multiple blacksmiths, all kinds of general goods that you would need to live out at the frontiers life that you couldn't normally get in a much smaller area.
Weapon blacksmith or like general goods blacksmiths?
Both types. But what's probably most impressive is a constructed platform in the center of town where perhaps people put on plays or read announcements off that is currently occupied by a salt-bearded old man with wispy, curly hair atop his head that's shouting loudly like, "Can no one help me? Confound it, we get hundreds of travelers here every day."
Yo,
You!
we're actually here to help you.
That's the one with the exclamation mark over his head.
NPC waiting area. Adventurers will be along to sort your shit for you shortly.
I love how you guys take none of this seriously, ever.
I'm seeing it like a 16-bit RPG, man.
Of course, yes. Perfect.
No, I see this more like Fallout, where you walk into a town and your camera gets guided towards the NPC as he runs up to you. Yeah.
Hey, there's a settlement in need of help.
No.
Welcome to Little Town.
Wow. All right, so he says, you've come then. You've heard the news.
Yes, you have a hole that needs.
There was a rock fall on my property last week.
God. You are just, oh man.
That's the one, yes.
Several of the people that are passing through nearby snicker when you talk about the hole. And he's like, why are they laughing? Why are you laughing?
You have a problem on your field with a hole, yes?
Yes. I need someone to just delve into this hole, figure out what's inside.
Show
The
us.
Adventurers Guild wants me to pay them money to get this done, but I don't have money to do this. Instead, I'm willing to let you take a cut of what you find in there. Knowledge, trade goods, treasures.
Let's walk and talk.
My property's this way.
Yeah. So as we're talking to him, it's like,
Rather than walk, he just like jumps up and like puts his arm on your cart and like rides the outside like he's ghost riding.
all right, Ghost Rider. And I was like, yeah. So I'll say to, so I'll keep driving and be like, so you're only offering a portion of what's in there, yes?
That's correct. I mean, it's my hole.
But there are monstrosities pouring out of it, yes?
No monstrosities pouring out. I just, I don't feel safe going down there. I'm old. I'm not stupid.
I'm old as well, but I'm going down there.
You don't look that old. You also
Yes,
don't look
well.
that old. Look,
Here's the
young
thing.
man, I'm well into my late 50s, and I don't need any of these sass from you youngsters.
I'm 47. What do you think this means?
Jesus.
I'm like 113. Or
Well,
something.
it's relative. As a human, that's very old. The half-orc probably has me beat, though. Have you considered retiring?
And do what?
Well, not investigating
Kill a field.
holes.
Daka just looks squarely at the camera and shakes his head.
So how about this?
Retiring in your 50s, that's only for the upper middle class.
There's going to be some danger pay required here.
I don't have money to pay you with.
I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking about what's inside.
Right. I'm willing to offer you a cut of what's found.
And how much is this cut?
Well, how much do you think is sufficient to get your interest?
75.
I would to me or to you?
To us.
I was thinking more like 30.
Well, you're welcome to come with us and we'll make it 50.
How about I don't come with you and we'll make it 50?
60.
50.
And you stay at the door and wait for us.
50, and I'll have sandwiches waiting on a table nearby.
What type of sandwiches are we talking about here?
Cold cuts
Yeah,
with a glass of milk.
Just not even warm sandwiches?
I suppose I could make some warm sandwich. I just, I thought you'd kind of like a cool sandwich when you get done from all that hot, sweaty adventuring work. There's probably like rock falls inside that you're going to have to clear. And
Well, how about this? We are traveling to another place. If you can make us some food as well as the sandwiches on the road, we'll take 50 and be done with it.
Okay. I think we can do something about this. I'm sure that cold cut sandwiches with a side of wrapped cold cuts for you to take along your journey with you. They won't spoil for a few days. Should be better than whatever the hell you're eating on the road.
And we will get first choice, yes?
We'll talk.
We'll take half, but we'll take the bigger half.
I'm sure we can come up with something fair. I'm a reasonable man.
I shake his hand. He falls off the cart because he's only using his one hand to hang on.
He's just gonna hold onto your arm and just run after the cart.
Yeah. So what are we looking at here? What's this place look like?
So there is a raised, kind of like a mini caldera that serves as like a water repository. It's fairly large, probably several hundred square feet wide. That's maybe 6 feet up. And from this place, there's a trickle of water that's coming down, a kind of natural river that he's made onto his property. That feeds trows and other such irrigation systems. Sheep and lamb running everywhere amok through a field of wheat that's being planted by several workers on the property. There is, however, a rock outcropping next to this water storage caldera. And the rock has been like split by a lightning strike. And in the process, you can see that there's some sort of weird stairs contraption made out of kind of shittily carved marble. In order to get down there, you're going to have to widen the hole.
Okay, at least for me.
Yeah, I mean, Finley might be able to squeeze in there. It's, it's not super big.
Okay. So what type of tools does this guy have available to him that we can use? Is it picks?
When you say that, he's like, picks? There's a sheep farm. I mean, we have hoes, plows.
I have a shovel in my inventory. Thank you very much.
I mean, you've got a big ass hammer too.
It's actually a fairly small hammer, but yeah.
I think it's one-handed.
It's one-handed, yeah. So
shovels, then we can.
I have a shovel, so I think I can get to work on something and making the hole bigger, Arthur.
Okay. Yeah, you guys set about just slamming shovels and hammers onto this thing. It takes you a considerable effort over some time, but you do manage to knock enough rocks out of the formation in order to create a hole. You can see at the bottom, about 5 feet down, very short staircase for, humans. There's like waiting suits of armor, like these kind of slightly rusted, very dusty suits of armor that are just sitting in alcoves.
Like as in like it's a like a place where they put the bodies and stuff.
Well, it kind of looks like ceremonial almost. There's like a tag above. It's difficult to read, right? Unless you get down in there. But there's like a tag above each of these alcoves that has some writing. You can't read it from this angle, and you don't even know the language yourself. That just has like standing suits of armor that have been mannequined into place.
Oh, so they're mannequined. Okay, they're not like on like in a body. That's
correct.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay. Can I get an idea of the condition of this armor and whether or not it's?
Do you want to head down in the hole?
Sure. Yeah. I don't care. I'll go down. Shield raised.
All right. So you're switching from, let's call it shovel formation to shield formation.
That's right. Yes.
I believe there was a song about this called "We All Fell in the Pit." So here we are.
Watch out for Draugr.
Okay, does anyone here speak Elven?
The closest I got is Sylvan.
I believe I do.
I do
Don't forget to update your HP values and your tokens, by the way.
I do speak Elven, yes.
Okay. As you come down the stairs behind Kelly, you're noticing that there are Elven names above each of these racks of armor. The armor here looks fairly aged, despite the fact that the styles are at least, a whole generation out of date. Everything down here seems to be in pretty good order with just a covering of a lot of dust and maybe a little rusting here and there.
Pretty well sealed.
Is it moist in here? You said there's rusting. So
It's actually fairly dry down here.
Okay. Like what is it made out of?
Most of the armor, about 1/3 of it, is kind of plate mail, almost like ornate silver wrought citadel. Like this is what a elven defender at the last wall would be wearing. The rest of it's like reinforced leather with studs and like metal buckles and such.
This is fairly good take. We should see what's further inside.
Is this place on the map that I found?
No.
Okay.
So that map only covered the freehold area, the southern.
Yeah.
So you said there's a door or something in here, Arthur?
No, there isn't. There doesn't appear to be a door.
Okay.
The entranceway is, rather wide, even though everything in here's short. 6 feet at the tallest points and more like 5 feet almost everywhere.
The
I have a good slouch going on then, so
I've got obviously I turned on my my lantern as well, so I can see what the
head lantern
freak is going on. No, I don't think I have that on me anymore. I left it in the mines.
Kelly, as you round the corner, you find more and more suits of armor.
Do any of the names above these alcoves have titles or
Yes.
ranks or anything?
Let's have everybody stop right kind of where they're at right now. There's a lot of titling going on here. The titles are all in Elvish ranking. So they don't strictly have what you would call nobility. They're kind of more communist, service based. You know, like most useful citizen, pride of the union, that kind of deal. A lot of people down here have very warlike titles, but there's one that stands out in particular, and it's this one down here that you can see with your newly found super dark vision.
Super dark vision.
You enhance and then enhance again. You wait for the pixels to finish rendering. And the title down there is Harmonious Bringer of Unions.
That sounds ominous as hell.
So when you say that, Finley, several of the pieces of armor, in fact, all of the plate mail armor, suddenly lights up with purple flames in the eye sockets and begin picking themselves up and assembling into place, leaving their mannequins behind and surrounding your party with these animated pieces of armor.
I put on my VR goggles and I swing the sword at an alarming rate, doing significant damage.
I don't understand.
I'll get you a link.
Okay.
Skyrim VR, killing like the monsters, like they slowly assemble themselves or crawl out of the alcoves that they always do.
Oh, yeah.
Your attacks is like how fast you can move the sword. So in VR, the guy just like walks up to a creature climbing slowly out of a thing and just goes with a dagger.
Well, let's assume that this is video game physics, and you're all like stuck in the cinematic where you're like, oh no, and then Finley's like, look over there, and then Doc is like, but over here, and then everyone's like, ah,
oh no. It's one of those cutscenes.
Turn-based combat.
It's one of those cutscenes that is shorter than the amount of time you need to hold down the escape button to skip.
Let's roll for initiative.
And the quick save was moments before this cutscene, so.
The quick save was when you hit the hammer and all of the rocks tumbled in, and it finally became wide enough for you to make your way downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that freeze mid swing, and then it comes back with a little saved in the top.
Finley, you're up first. Yeah.
Oh, this is nice. So,
yeah. So this armor is standing, and you can see the gauntlets of the armor are assembled as if it was holding two weapons pointed inwardly, you know, kind of in a martial stance. But there's literally nothing in the armor except for the ominous purple flames in the eye sockets.
Do they have weapons though?
They do not have weapons.
At all?
At all.
Advancing or just standing still?
I mean, they're stepping out, and as they do, all of their armor pieces are like connecting to it. They turned. One of them turns towards Finley.
So it's like the
Starts
Iron
marching.
Man, like armor putting itself on.
Yes, it's like the Iron Man armor putting itself on.
But without Tony Stark in the middle. Okay.
Mr. Stank is not available. That's correct. Tony Stank.
Shoot. Can I try to?
That's a good option.
Well, no. I'll try to stab it and see what happens. I guess. Why not?
Okay.
So all the armor goes in the same turn?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So that's a 16.
Yeah. As the armor is assembling, before it can take a step forward, you rapid attack. Wah! But your rapier hits this plate mail, and you just hear like as you scrape the dirt off, and you kind of etch a line around the stomach area, and you're just like, oh shit.
Our weapons are useless.
Anything else, Finley?
I don't think there's any. I have nowhere to really disengage to, so yeah.
I mean, you could disengage towards us, right? And come towards myself and Darko.
Yeah, I guess. But I'd be kind of leaving Askren in the lurch, but no, I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Well, I mean, for example, if you come to us, then we can get rid of the one in between you and Agrim, for example.
All right. First attack
I'm good.
is on Finley.
Oh, Ducker.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
What's your AC, Finn? In the human boy.
Both of those are going to hit, I believe. My AC is 14.
Okay, yeah. So that armor reaches forth, and you just see like braces and maybe like a few pieces of gauntlet. Not all of the finger pieces are there. Just reach out and start slamming you in the face over and over again. So you take you take 9 points of damage over 2 attacks. This thing is like punching you in the face and trying to slam you against the wall. Hey Grim, what's your AC?
16.
That's gonna be 1 hit. Yeah, the armor next to you suddenly reaches its hand up and like grabs your throat, shakes you for a moment, and tosses you back into Finley. And as you bounce apart, you take a little bit of damage.
Did you guys update your HP bars, by the way?
I did. Yeah.
I did.
6 points of damage. Daka, what's your AC?
15.
Wait, didn't you get new armor list?
That's 1 hit. All right, so the 2 southern armors that step out move to block Daka. They kind of like stop for a second. The 2 of them wrap their hand gauntlets together, and again, some of the finger pieces are missing. And then they just both rush in and try to get what do they call that? The tag team move. Anyway, they're trying to clothesline you. They're doing the double clothesline. They miss, and then after they both rush past you, one of them like reaches back and elbows you in the face.
Don't. Sorry, I'm trying to read the spells. I'm not casting them.
Daka, take 4 points of damage. Kelly, what's your AC now? Like 27,
21.
29. Well, that 22 will hit.
22. They're rolling 2d20 per attack.
No, they have 2 attacks. The 18 plus 4 is going to be 22.
Oh, plus 4. Right, okay.
Yep. I'm just doing it speedily. 8 points of damage. So the one that's kind of trapped by Daka is just like pushing past Daka and then grabbing you by the head, continually missing, but constantly trying to grab Kelly. The one that comes out from the south just gets this uppercut in. It's got weird like bracers that have like shark fins on them that have been sharpened from like ornamental to actually functional, kind of like Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So this guy like hits you with a Shredder uppercut, and you can hear your new plate mail just going as you get slammed back, and you're like, ah! We see a little trickle of blood come down your face. Daka.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Daka,
I'm moving past you.
Yep, but back down this hallway here.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna disengage and move this way.
All right, you scramble out of the way. These armors just continually throw huge, like heavy punches at both of you.
And I guess I'll bonus action Hunter's Mark now.
Who are you Hunter's marking?
This man.
Very well. Hunter's mark.
Ready a shot, but I can't take any shots this turn.
Kelly.
Okay. So I was hoping. Do I have my turn undead as a level 1 cleric, or is that like?
Yep.
I do.
Yep.
Can I do a check to see what these things are first? Are they undead, or
Yes,
are they like?
it would be a
ghosts?
knowledge check. Let's see here.
Knowledge.
Oh shoot!
Drop that knowledge.
I forgot. I guess it's too late now, but
It would be Arcana to determine what they are.
Okay.
Hey Arthur,
Yes.
would you allow me to hellish rebuke?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fucking sick, because when I'm attacked, that can do the thing.
Yep, the southern one attacked you. There is nothing in that hellish rebuke. You're like, I'm so excited, it's my first time!
In your spell book, make sure
There we
you've
go.
got the things turned on. Yeah.
There we go. 14 hellish rebuke damage.
Holy shit.
You rebuke hellishly for sure. Let's see here. That'll all go through. Yeah, you're pretty sure that you can use your newfound war god powers. You're not totally sure what these things are, but you know, you can hold your dagger up and drive them away because you're super confident in your abilities.
Okay, so how does this work? Turn undead. As an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer, censoring the undead. Each undead can see or hear you within 30 feet. Must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails at saving throw, is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. The turn creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you.
What prayer do you utter as you brandish your crotch dagger that has never been washed?
I like the idea that it's some sort of war chant, like the haka almost a little bit, but like not really. More like just like running it out and doing like a drum on my chest sort of thing.
Okay.
And then like doing like a guttural like sort of thing like that at these guys.
So here's what happens. They're busy concentrating on Daka. Daka rolls past you. You hauled out your holy symbol, expecting them all to be frightened and afraid of you. They all straighten up to their full height, and then all of their heads turn towards you as you do that, and they start advancing on you.
Okay. Well, I would take the attack of opportunities to move back 5 feet.
Ooh, wow. A bold move, my friend. Move. Nope, nothing hits. Yeah, they get swipes in real quick, but you're much faster than they are. They're a little off balance from already moving. Agrim.
Right.
Obviously, my Arcana wasn't enough to work out what these are, right?
That's correct.
Yep. Just checking.
What do I got? Kind of wish Finley would have actually moved.
Rub it in.
No. I mean, you didn't know. I get an additional 10 feet of movement on my first round of combat.
I mean, you can disengage and make it, right?
Yeah. Once you disengage, you're disengaged.
No.
Problem is that this is a corner right here. So.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you can't go through that.
That's correct.
I, brandishing my trusty longbow, because I haven't read the manual for the crossbow yet, going to attack the guy that Daka has the hunter's mark on.
Interesting.
Yes.
You also hunter's marking him?
I will, yes.
Hunter's mark times 2, bitch. That's the real life.
And as part of being an Underdark, or I have a 3rd level Underdark scout, I get 2 attacks on my first round of combat.
My God.
Yeah.
It is mildly dark down here. There's only some sunlight coming through the hole behind you.
I do have super dark vision though, so there's 1. And then
Hey, damn.
Those will both hit.
Holy
you get
fuck,
hunter's
dude,
mark on
nice.
both of them.
You're 1 off from being critting on both of those.
Hit me with some hunter's mark dice.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
2d6.
2d6. Five.
All right. You just send 2 arrows,
17 damage.
one after another, into this suit of armor, slamming into its left side. There's one that's like stuck in the neck piece, and the other is jammed into one of the shoulder sockets. It turns its head towards you, and then its whole body moves to match the head's formation. Finley.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get this guy again with the rapier.
Okay.
Because it looks like maybe our weapons aren't useless.
It's not that our weapons are useless, it's just that I'm useless.
Yeah.
Thinks back to undead. Hey.
Oh, crit. All right, talk to me about critting.
So, what do you mean? Like, how do I do
with
it?
with assassin, right? Like, what's going on here?
Oh, the assassin I don't think affects the crit. That's only
Surprise run.
Okay.
yeah. So this is just normal. So right, you got 13 damage plus I've got my sneak attack since I have an adjacent ally.
Yep.
2d6. Oops.
It's 2d6 now.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, rogues are nasty.
Nasty.
So another 4 points.
That's 17.
17.
You drive home your rapier. You hit the exact same spot, but instead of your rapier out of the way, you puncture a hole in the plate mail, and you see little metal shards go in with it. Your sword gets stuck in the back end. You have to get your foot in there to pull it out of the back part of the plate. The whole time, the creature's like raising its arms over its head to bring them down onto you.
So I'm gonna use cunning action to disengage. And I'm going to go, let's see, 5, 10, 15. Oh boy, that puts me right in the middle of all of them.
Well, you can't actually go
This
around.
is as far as you can get.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't go through those two.
Yep.
okay. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, corners. Got it. All right.
All right, yeah. So let's see what their new move formation is. This guy's going to step forward. This guy's going to step forward. All right, so it's looking like we're getting pairs everywhere. Let's start with Askren. I'm thinking that 18 will hit, and then 20 will hit as well.
Yep.
So it's 2d6 plus 2.
Are you rolling a d20 for each one of their arms? Are they like double punching us?
They have multi-attack, yeah.
Yeah.
So they get 2 attacks.
Sweet.
All right, 7 damage as the first one just, and then one of the rights hit, and the second one gets a left uppercut on you that forces your head to just jerk sideways.
Can I see Finley from this angle?
Yes, you can. You can barely see him waving his arms around like, ha ha, ha. I'm assuming that his attack style has a lot of distracting.
That's right.
Finley's taking 2 attacks. Well, 2 attacks from 2 different people, so 20
Oh, that'll hit.
and a 17.
Yep.
What's your AC now? 16?
Take 8 points of damage. So you come running after this guy who's got Hunter's Mark. He's turned to face Askren, and then you run up in front of him. His head tilts down towards you, and the flames behind the eye visors just kind of expand outwardly as he reaches down and just grabs you and starts shaking you. It doesn't hurt that much until the one standing next to him punches you in the face, and you're like, ah! Kelly, you've got 2 on you as well. And that does not. I mean, they're wailing away at your plate mail, and you're just hearing like thonk, 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 thonk.
I'm like, Ducko, are you okay?
You've completely turned around. You're not even paying attention anymore. Okay, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's see how things work.
I wish there was a way for me to, like, I'm seriously considering taking the champion, a level 3 fighter, because just to be able to like move bitches out of the way, you know, like just do some CC and shit. Like honestly, these.
Yeah, you know how warriors go. You have to be able to do. You have to be able to jump up in the air, and then while you're jumped, also have a charge attack. So you float towards your enemy. You also need to be able to shout and make everyone run away, and then shout and make everyone run towards you. That's like the 3 basic things warriors do.
Yeah, and the fact
That was
like
5 things.
That's only 3. Run, charge, shout away, shout towards.
yeah.
Taunt,
And
taunt, CC.
Because right now, like, we have no way of getting to Finley. He's kind of like stuck there. And if we could clear a way,
I'll be
you know,
okay.
I've got. I mean, I can see you, so I've got healing word. If you go down, but you know, it is what it is. So Ducka, what are you doing, man?
Okay, so as a bonus action before my attacks, I'm going to use Hail of Thorns.
Oh, what? Man, you've got some tricks now.
Oh yeah.
Level 3 ranger, dude.
I said we had a Ranger Conclave meeting. And we sorted some shit out.
So I can just, what can I do here? Info block.
You're casting it on yourself. Next time you hit a creature with a ranged weapon, the spell creates a rain of thorns that sprout from your ranged weapon or ammunition. In addition to the normal attack, the target of the attack and each creature within 5 feet must make a dexterity saving throw or take 1d10 piercing damage. All right, so you're doing that thing. You're doing that thing that Rift Archers got to do, where when you hit somebody, you also AOE spikes out on everyone in the area.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. You're like I'm a soy druid boy, I guess.
So I'm going to.
I'm just gonna spread roses everywhere, and the roses are filled with thorns, and they'll kill you.
They're purple because purple smoke. That's
of course.
Deal. So
I get all my daily nutrients. From
so when you draw your bow back now, do like the arrow shafts now just have like thorns sticking out of them with weird purple smoke trailing from everything?
They grow as the sails through the air.
Wow. All right. Well, that's fucking dope. Just imagining all these purple smoke trails leading directly back to you.
So
I mean, we don't notice them because of the purple innards of these things, right?
I'm gonna attack the middleman here.
Of course, you want to hit as many people as possible with your AoE attack.
Of course I do.
I will note though that isn't your hunter's mark target.
No, it's not. And
It's a tough choice. It's a tough choice.
But
That's what I'm saying. If you go for the hunter's mark guy, I can dodge this.
Well, this will hit more people, and if my Hail of Thorns hits the Hunter's Mark guy, it's still damaged, so it still does Hunter's Mark damage.
That's true.
Sweet.
It just doesn't do my longbow damage.
All right. You're like, this is my first time using this spell. I'm so excited, and you pull it back, and you pull it back too far, and the arrow unnotches, and you still let it go, and the arrow just kind of saws through part of the bow. The bow is damaged.
Inspiration still? Or are you the one that used it? Who used the inspiration?
I still do have it, but I thought you had to call.
You have to call it beforehand.
Yeah.
That would have been a good beforehand call.
If you roll a 1 again on this weapon before it's repaired, it's gonna break.
I have mending, but just.
But I'm gonna use my Horde Breaker skill, which means I get to take another attack at a separate target within 5 feet of that guy.
God. What is this madness? Fine.
So
do whatever you want.
I will take it at the Hunter's Marked guy. 17.
Yeah, sure. A Hordebreaker. Once on each of your turns, you make a weapon attack. You can make another attack with the same weapon on a different creature. Sure, a 17 will miss.
Really?
Yep.
Fuck.
Whoa. I mean, they are plate mail, and plate mail is 18, so.
You fire the weapon. It turns its head towards you, and like it does this thing where you sail through the armor's eye slit, and it goes out the back end of the head.
Dude, that sucks.
In the process, the like weird feather that it's got coming out the top waves back and forth. So it's like still beating Finley to death while staring at you.
Yay! Oh.
Kelly.
Might not be a bad idea to try some more trying to figure out what these guys are.
Well, you're definitely sure they're not undead now.
Yeah.
Can I make another
No.
check? No? Okay. All right. So is there anything particular about these armor pieces on the, like, can we see through to the others, like to the inside of the back piece?
Some of them have that kind of resting pattern, or you guys have just hit them with weapons, mostly arrows at this point, have caused damage. You can't see the one where Finley rapiered through it, but yeah, like as you damage these things, you're physically breaking the armor apart. You can see through some of them in some places.
And there's no like special runes on the insides of the armor, for example, or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
There's no obvious weak point where you can completely disable it.
I mean, more like magical stuff, but I'm not that intelligent to put that together as a PC or as a player. So, okay. Well, in that case, I will do what I do best, Mr. APGamingREAL. And I will hammer some bitches.
Okay. All right, if that's what you think you do best, I guess.
I mean, it's,
fine, whatever.
I will.
You're like, all right, I'm now going to action surge, and then I'm going to use my bonus action and take 3 more attacks.
Yeah, I am going to action surge actually.
Yeah.
So as a warrior, I get an action surge, which is a whole another attack round, basically.
Yep.
So I will Warhammer again. Not good enough.
Mm-mm.
These guys are going to be real tough to beat. So,
You want to use your cleric extra attack as well?
yeah, but I don't want to burn it all on that. But yeah, sure, why not? Fuck it.
I really felt like burning everything as quickly as possible was kind of your strategy. But
I mean, in a lot of cases, it is. Have you got any healing potions on you, Finley?
No.
All right. Then, as my bonus action, Arthur, I will use Healing Word.
I see. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't read this yet, but when you action surge, do you get a second bonus action?
That's a good question.
I think it made some mention of a bonus action, but it wasn't clear to me.
I remember it was like a full. It might have been full attack or full turn. And
I think it was just an extra action, but you couldn't use it.
let me just double check. I have it right here. So
We had a whole
A
conversation.
possible bonus action. All right, so you could conceivably use your first bonus action to do Healing Word and your second bonus action to try another one of those attacks, or a second Healing Word. Just depends on how many spells you want to blow.
I don't want to blow all of them.
I don't want to wait for my life to be over.
Well, can I theoretically Healing Word and then also put a Divine Favor on myself?
Yeah. Is Divine Favor a bonus action?
It is, yes.
Then yes.
Cast time 1 bonus action.
Okay. Just making sure, because sometimes you're like, can I do this? And I'm like, yes. And then you're like, actually, it takes a long rest. And I'm like, I didn't know
So
that.
that's Divine Favor and a Healing Word.
Okay. Now you deal radiant damage.
Yeah, is that. So, yeah.
All right. So
So
just note that Divine
two-
Favor is concentration, so you'll need to make a check every time you get hit.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right, so 3 HP on a D4.
What is your Healing Word?
Wait, it's 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Yes.
Oh, why? Okay, hang on. Sorry, I don't think I added that. What is my Healing Word?
Balls. Cart nuts.
No, I think I used it before, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I don't remember what it was though.
Cart nuts.
It was like Rise or something.
It was Orcish something. I
Okay.
remember.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Finley. He speaks a weird word at you, and all of a sudden you like feel little green plus marks coming out of your body.
So what's your spellcasting ability modifier? What am I adding to that 3?
I think it's a 2.
Okay.
Hang on, let me
Yep.
just
Sure wisdom.
cast it again. Okay, it is. Yes, it's +2. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, so I'm adding 5.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Agrim.
All right, let's try this.
Doodle-doo-doo.
I'm gonna attack the one that's attacking Finley. I gotta get him off my my adopted son there.
Can you throw a counter in the turn action? Arthur? You'd go after me now, I guess, right?
So let's see.
Perfect.
Nope. Nothing.
All right. Finley, things are starting to look rather dire for you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, how do you feel? You know, you're underground. It's not like it's super small for you, right? Because you're less than 5 feet tall, but it's smaller than you're used to. You're I wouldn't say you're trapped, but you know, the walls are pressing in around you. Doom is arriving. It's dark. Death is approaching. The only light that you got is a little bit of sunlight behind you and your strobe light on your head.
Well, I mean, you know, I've died before, so...
You're just resigned. You're like, it'll just be as painful as all the other times I died.
Yeah.
A brief flash of intense blood loss.
No, but I wouldn't say that the small space gets to me at all.
One of the things you might be able to do here is you might be able to hide. There is alcoves that these things came out of.
Yes, but the alcoves they came out of are filled with armor suits.
Yeah.
I was trying to look up because I seem to remember there's something about being able to like make a roll to see if you can get past someone.
Well, no, hold on. So, can I occupy the same space as Kelly or Daka?
If you could get over to them, no.
I thought I could share space with them. I guess I can move.
Is there like forced movement if he ends up in the same space as Daka, for example?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there is something about that. It's just super complicated.
And then Daka would be like slide out.
Sharing a space. What happens when allies occupy a space?
Also,
you
the other
can't willingly end your move in a space of another creature's space. Any part of it. So you cannot end in any other person's space.
Right.
Willingly. It can only be unwillingly, and if so, bad shit happens to you.
Okay. Well, I don't have much of a choice then. I'm gonna stab this guy.
Very well.
I might need to stab him and disengage back to me. Just.
Agram's like, Finley, no! Come back to me, my son!
Another crit.
How about another crit? How about another crit, sir?
Don't look a gift toss in the mouth, Brian, okay?
Hey, I don't know if I've ever rolled 2 crits in a row on Roll20 ever.
I remember one time you tried to cuss out someone and you rolled a crit fail and then another crit fail afterwards.
Oh yeah, no, I've definitely rolled multiple fails in a row. That's for sure.
The odds of rolling 2 20s in a row are 1 in 400, sir. So congratulations.
I'm gonna go play the lottery.
All you have to do is roll 400 more times and it'll happen again, because that's how math works.
Yes.
That's not how math works.
That's
yeah,
kind of interesting. I didn't realize you could shove a creature as a melee attack.
Am I within this guy's reach, Arthur?
Yes. He was with the one attacking you last round.
All right, so I'm actually going to disengage.
Okay.
And I'm going to move back.
Like smoke, you swoosh down the hallways, dodging all of the reactions.
What's that? I've just taken 10 piercing damage.
So, Arthur, I have a question for you real quick. What is the walls made out of here?
So the floors are made out of marble, kind of simple marble blocks, but the walls are carved directly out of the stone native to the area. So like a limestone kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. The hunter's marked target marches after Finley and just is like following him like the Terminator. Huh, 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 huh. And when Finley stops, it like pushes Askren out of the way and goes to like grab Finley by the head and pull him back. So Finley, you
why did you end there, Finley?
Well, where else was I gonna end?
One space back.
15
so
is
take 2 attacks.
Is that gonna hit?
15. Yeah, just.
All right. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, he just barely like scrapes the front of your face, and you get a little cut over your eye from where his like gauntlet claw hits you. Askren, you get bash broed by the bash bros.
Man, I can't believe my healing word actually saved you a turn.
A 20 and then a critical hit.
Oh.
Oh, Askren might be down.
So you take 6 and 7 points of damage as the two. One of them is still locked in his alcove, and he's like doing karate chops to your neck, and the other one is just like trying to wrap his arms around you, hold you in place. Gosh, you guys are always fighting zombie-like creatures. How you doing, Agrim? You still alive? You dead?
Oh yeah, no, I'm still up. I have the most HP.
Plenty of
everybody.
HP.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, I'm good.
So 13 points of damage takes you down to what?
15.
Yeah.
15.
All right, Kelly, you are taking 2 attacks. 2 different sets of attacks. The one that's in the back there that Daka tried to fire on, he's trying to push past the other 2, and they're both like so big and taking up all the space. It's not like they have expressions, right? But it keeps looking its head between its 2 allies, and its weird eye flames are like flaring up. You get the idea that it's kind of annoyed that it can't come and murder you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we just need some of those 20s right here. That'll do. That'll do, pig.
Oh my god!
That's 2 attacks on Kelly.
Wow.
So the first one hits for 8 points of damage. Second one hits for 4 points of damage. So I need you to make 2 concentration checks. They're con saves. It's going to be a 10 both times. You're good? And you're good. Yeah, you hold on to your spell. You just keep continual slamming attacks, but you hold the power of God in your hand. Daka.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of things you hold in your hand. Oh, sorry, you have something?
Yeah, Daka, are you able to move back 1 space, my man?
Yep. Try to limit the
Amount of people throwing their bodies at me.
You turn around, you're like, Daka, could you move an arbitrary 5 feet backwards?
I'm gonna bonus mark move my hunter's mark to this man.
Okay. You have to kill the target before you can move the.
Oh right. Fuck.
Yep, it's locked in.
Whatever. Well, I'm gonna attack that dude because my Hail of Thorns is still up because I haven't hit anything yet.
That's correct. I mean, it'll be up for a whole minute, so.
Let's just.
Which is 10 turns, so.
Yep.
Should I spend my inspiration?
Fuck it, dude. Go for it. Like
Whatever. Yeah. Well,
Does that like stop them from moving as well? Like what? Like
No,
what happens?
it just
it
it's
just deals
explosive.
damage. 18.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. For 10 damage, and then Hail of Thorn damage.
So that's to all of the other creatures, right?
Everything within a 5-foot radius, including the creature itself, I think.
I see. Let me just double check. Hail.
In addition to the normal effect on
Does Kelly need to
target
dodge
of
that?
the attack, and each creature within 5
see.
feet must make a Dex saving throw, or take 1d10
It
damage.
is not going to hit Kelly. It's going to hit the ones attacking Kelly.
It'll
So it's
take
only
this
within
guy,
5 feet.
And this guy, and this guy. Beep.
Yeah,
So
it's like
we're
a
doing-
square. It's like it's 5 feet around that creature.
What's your save?
It's a Dexterity saving throw.
But what is the number that they need to beat?
It'd be your dex.
What's your save?
Oh, my Dex save?
If
No,
you
it's
go
not.
to-
It's not your dex save, but it's your
Go to
spell
your
casting
spell.
save.
Go to your spells book, and up the very top it'll say save DC for I guess ranger.
No.
Go to your spell book. It's a tab on your sheet.
Yeah.
Go to the very top, and it'll say
Save DC.
cantrips node, spells node, can prepare save DC, and then you go over to the ranger section. What does
Yeah.
it say on that?
10.
Okay. They all save, so no
All
damage.
right, so they take half.
Oh,
of
half.
whatever.
Okay, so roll your d10.
So they take 4. That's because I think you round down.
Yes.
Yeah.
4 each.
Yeah. You hit this dude with an arrow, sliding up between Kelly and the guy in front of him. This dude is like, ah! And then reaches for it to take forth the arrow and, like Loki, crush it in half with his hand. And right before he gets to crushing it, little thorns with purple trailing smoke just poof, everywhere. It looks kind of like a fan of knives. Knives shaped like tiny thorns. All the guys in the area are just like, ah, as they hold their hands up and silently block all these pinging thorns. You can kind of hear like a pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
It's like a hailstorm. Anything else, Daka?
think that's all I can do.
I mean, with this group, I never know. Maybe you're like, okay,
Oh, wait.
I
No,
attack the whole second. There it is.
I can Hordebreaker.
It is.
So I'm gonna attack the guy directly in front of Kelly
Uh-huh.
for 23 damage.
Yes.
Nice.
And I don't think Hail of Thorns happens on every hit. I think it only happens once.
I think it's once, yeah.
I double check that.
Up to 1 minute. The next time you hit a creature with a ranged weapon attack before the spell ends.
So is it just one time then?
It sounds like it.
Okay.
The next time you hit a creature with a ranged attack before the spell ends. So I'm assuming after the spell is cast, and then once it triggers.
Yep.
Yeah, once you cast it, you have a minute to hit something.
All right.
Well, then theoretically, you should have hit with your last attack, right? But that's fine.
What do you mean?
When you did Hordebreaker last time.
He missed on that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
you did?
I missed too.
Yep, he missed.
Okay.
This,
Well,
however,
just take
does
3
hit as well. But you have lost Hail of Thorns, right? Yeah, 3 damage to the front one. Kelly, you're up.
So I'm going to Second Wind, which is
Take
an
a deep
extra,
breath.
Yeah, center myself because I'm warrior level, fighter level 2 now. I get it goes 1d20 plus 2 instead of plus 1. Hey, that's pretty chunk. Okay.
Nice.
That's how much you get. A
Sorry,
D20.
no.
D20.
No, that's wrong. It's a D10. Sorry, I rolled that wrong.
That sounded totally wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
My
like,
bad.
all right, on a D10, I also roll a 14.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty chunk. Cool. Oh, come on. Well, I guess that's what I get.
You take a deep breath, but you get most of the way there, and then you start feeling that crackling in your lungs. You're like, oh, okay, all right. I'm out of puncture something.
And then I'll disengage
Okay.
and move back.
You're still holding your radiant spell.
I am. So let me see. Yeah, I'm wondering if I want to. Can you use a? Can you use a thingy? Is that a one-hander? Because if I can use a shield at the same time. Hang on. Glaive.
No.
It's two-handed, so no. I will just. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Agrim, while we round out this round.
Oh boy. So
You're eating tons of damage, but you got plenty of health, so you don't care except for that part where there's a
Head.
small fear of slowly dying from blood loss.
yeah, well,
It's that thing in the back of your mind where if you keep getting beaten to death, eventually you die.
I'm going to cure wounds myself.
I see. That's a good plan.
Yeah, was it bonus action?
No,
Have we,
it's
have
a
we
spell.
seen you cast spells before?
Yes.
I see.
Yeah, it is one action. Yeah.
Yep, it's a whole action to use a spell.
Rub your belly. In the
No.
process, you start feeling a little better, like maybe you just had some warm milk.
No, I think
That's
we
the-
covered that it tastes like sawdust. That's about it. So I'm going to cast that. Oh, for shit.
Anything else?
That was feeling the way I can't.
All right, gentlemen, we're at the midpoint. Will Finley die? Can
Yes.
Kelly hold the line? Will Daka
Yes.
continue to just use Hordebreaker super effectively? We will find out when we return to the second half, which will be shorter than normal. We'll see you in about 6 to 8 minutes, probably more like 9. Yeah, that's how it goes.